こんにちは。アウターワールド遊んでいきたいと思います。えーっと、ちょっとだいぶお久しぶりになるんですけれども、これですね。2つ目の星にようやく行けるような感じでしたよね。えーっと、これでクエスト。ドクター・ウェルズによると、冷凍睡眠状態にある他の入植者を蘇生するために、君はテラフォーミングされた衛星モナークにあるステラーベイへ行く必要がある。ハルシオンホールディングス株式会社の役員構成される評議会はモナークへの通行を遮断している。そのため君は非公式の方法でナビ機を調達する必要がある。はい。いろいろサイドクエストあるんですけど、メインやっていきますか。多分、これも、グラウンドブレーカー、メニアスのこれもグラウンドブレーカー行けみたいなね、話ですからね。うん。いつの間にか集中してましたね。アンリアライブ長部備品室。うん。
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
ロボットについて何か知っているか？
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify SAM. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for SAM to properly operate.
なるほど。
Certainly, Captain. What would you like to hear?
俺のお気に入りの曲をかけてくれ。
Now playing a Spacer's Choice advertisement jingle.
It's not the best choice.
うん。ありがとう。
My pleasure, Captain.
ジョーク言ってみた。
As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders. Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design. Asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most. There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
これ重要な選択なのかな、いきなり。レーザー武器システム。そうしてくれ。
I shall happily comply with your order.
あ、
Just
な
as
んだ、
soon
持っ
as
て
we
ない
have
の
a
か。
laser weapons system. The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my system go where I instruct them. Of course. What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Your desired destination. If we're going there, please be sure all docking forms have been filed in triplicate and fees have been paid. The Mardettes take their docking laws quite seriously.
その件についてはよろしく頼むよ。
I can, yes. Let me add that to my list of 1,435,498 tasks I am simultaneously executing in order to run our ship. You are more than welcome, Captain. The Groundbreaker was Halcyon's original colony ship. It has since been repurposed as a service station in the Lagrange point of the system. Freighters often deliver or pick up goods from the Groundbreaker en route to other destinations. The city ship hosts an array of cargo bays, factories, housing sections, and more. Many of Halcyon's companies maintain office spaces with station representatives in what is considered a truly neutral territory within the system. I have filed the required docking forms in triplicate, and fees have been paid.
おお、中立の場所。
How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Terra 2? Edgewater is the sparkling county seat of Emerald Vale, or it was when first built. Since then, neglect and time have worn away her shiny veneer. The town is near the coordinates where Captain Hawthorne died. It would not be unfortunate if something, like say a plague, were to wipe Emerald Vale from the face of the planet. You mean the ones who did not answer my distress call with medical assistance, but instead came to issue my injured captain a parking ticket? I'm sure they are wonderful humans who don't deserve to be wiped out by starvation or a devastating plague. Since you diverted power to Edgewater, the botanical lab shut down, and the deserters were forced to return to town. Meanwhile, the cannery's output increased, enabling the town's population to prosper. Thank you for nothing, Captain.
おお、いいことしましたね。俺、なんか、ちょっと不満げな、私何を期待していたんだ。全員を殺してこいと。
I cannot say. First, I need to adjust my memory interpretation cycles, but I think my answer is yes.
ひどい。
How can I be of assistance? What part of the colony would you like to discuss? Where in Monarch? Ah, Monarch, the armpit of the Halcyon system. Her last functioning port town is Stellar Bay. Well, that is if you don't count Sublight's Smuggler's Port at Fallbrook. I believe it has something to do with the planet being an uninhabitable wilderness and a lawless land with no corporate presence. You may wish to survey the residents in Stellar Bay for additional data points. It's Sublight run for the purpose of shipping contraband, and before you ask, I don't know the coordinates, so I can't dock us there.
そうか。
How can I be of assistance? Certainly, Captain. As you wish, Captain. I must comply with all direct orders. I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
お、レベルアップ。どうしよっかな。ちょっと医療上げておきますか。医療とか技術、リーダーシップももうお仲間に頼って戦闘を有利に進める。なんかちょっと近接が結構おろそかになってるけど、そうですね。なんかこの辺ちょっと大事なような。もう近接は捨てるか、もう近づかれたら終わるみたいな感じで。そうしますか。ということは回避もあんまり、有害なステータス効果の時間が減少する。 結構大事か。あと1個。今までやってきてやっぱり結構会話大事ですからね。会話ガンガン上げていきますか。よし、まあなんかよくわかんないですけど。でもこれ、30、まあ30次上げるか。特殊技能。特殊技能。特殊技能はなんか多分地味に、やっぱこの歩く速度とか大事だと思うんですけど、こういういろいろ歩き回るゲームでは。でもなんか結構この運搬量がストレスになるような基本の防御力。防御率。率ってなんか、この第一段階ってどれも大事ですよね。第二段階やって、運搬量上げよう。はい。放送のはい。
Captain Hawthorne used to be more dashing.
うん。ほんの少し使用機能を改造すれば戦闘可能な個体にできる。いわば清潔で卑劣な殺人マシンとでも呼ぶべきか。戦闘対応代替部品、酸性洗浄パーツの到着が遅れている。3ヶ月遅れそうだ。エメラルドベールを帰るときに立ち寄ってみよう。ベルズからある人物を見張るように言われている。詳細はおいおい。ほほー。はい。あれ、ここに映ってないって、ローズウェイってどこなの？どっかある？映す？あ、映せるのか。そしたらあれか。あれでもここ3個。これは何？カートリッジ。 あ、でも犬のお肉ジャンクか。えー、えー、ちょっと待って。ローズウェイってどこにあるんだ。まあ、そのうち発見できるみたいな感じですかね。これあちこちへの道をグラウンドブレーカーちょっとこれを見たときに示される。ほんでこっちにしたときには何も目標が表示されないから、まあまたそのうち見つかるみたいな感じでいいですかね。というわけで、じゃあいずれにせよグラウンドブレーカーにある化学兵器とか、この空っぽのとこもグラウンドブレーカーでふにゃふにゃみたいな感じなんで、どっちにしろグラウンドブレーカーに行きましょう。グラウンドブレーカーのグラディスと話せ。闇商人のグラディスと接触するよう求めたと。はい、しまった、閉じちゃった。これでいいのかな。グラウンドブレーカーの変装を選択。はい。
Can we talk?
お、いいっすよ。
Hey, Cap's real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson?
彼女がどうした？
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff. もちろん。 Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
これ間違えてこれを選んじゃっていなくなったら大変ですよね。よし、行くぜ。パーティー戦士。あと4人仲間になるのか、それとももっと増えるのか。もうこれで選んでることになるのかな。これやると多分選んでない感じですよね。はい。降りたとか。しかしこれは盗むになっちゃう。この人にバレるかもしれない。ジェーン・エルソン。ちょっと待って。なんて言ってたっけ。ジュンレイ・テニーさん。
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by. Don't mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
Smells like grease and unwashed bodies. Just as I remembered.
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a tossball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. Need a drink.
Going for a stroll around the docking base? Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
何があった？
I had this foreman, right? Guy never liked me, always trying to get a rise out of me. But I keep my chin up, right? Be the bigger man, I tell myself. He's a Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
チームの名誉を守るためだったのか。
Exactly. I was only doing what any self-respecting Rangers fan would have done. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
これからどうするつもりだ？
Enjoy my freedom. Scrounged together enough bits for a 0G. Other than that, can't say as I do. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
そうだ。俺はアンリライアブルの船長だ。
Captain of the Unreliable. You're like something out of a serial drama. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
名前を聞いてなかった。俺はフランク・マーティン。
Felix Millstone. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
また会おう。
See you around, boss.
なんだろう、もしかして後々重要なキャラクターになるのかな。
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
このマルデットは人の名前じゃなくて。
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
なんか役職というか所属の名前なのかな。
If it wasn't for us, this whole damn station would shut down.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Huh?
Customs and inspection,
お、
right this
自
way.
販機発見。指名手配。生死は問わない。グナー・マクレット船長。ほうほうほうほう。サニータ司令官まで連絡してください。報酬を受け取るには殺害の証明が必要です。フィニアス・ V ・ウェルズ。以下のいずれかあるいは全てを含む様々な犯罪行為及び評議会規則の違反行為、扇動偽造陰謀。まあ、とんだ悪ですけど。でも僕らは今、このフィニアス・ウェルズの指示で動いてるわけですからね。ここにもある。はい。こう見ると壮観ですね、なかなか。これはいわゆる食べ物系。あ、武器防具も売ってんのか。武器防具は手に入れればいいかって感じですよね。エリート歩兵は17。さっきのジャンク品売っちゃいますか。 ジャンクフィール。こっちも売ってるけど、あ、ちょっと中身違う感じですね。アマースミス、ヘビーマシンガンとか、プラズマライフル。メーカーによって違うみたいな感じが、大バサミ。はは。まあ、スペーサーズ長、まあ、ハルシオン。封鎖中。封鎖中。あれこっちから行くのではない。お、ここ登っていくのかな。そんな行き方なのかな。なんか違うような。そうですね。登るだけです。ああ。あ、この人に話せばいいのか。
Identification, please.
仮にだけれど、身分証を持っていないとしたらどうなるんだ。
Everybody's got an ID. Oh, let me guess. You, left it in your other pants? I hear that one a lot.
もし俺がホープから解凍されて出てきたばかり入植者だと言ったらどうする。
I'd tell you no one's fallen for that line in about 30 years. Then I'd take the safety off my gun and kindly ask you to move along.
It's a good thing he didn't say that then, right? Right, sir?
Sure, kid. Right.
はい、放送の身分証見せますか。これだ。
Captain Hawthorne, you said. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
But we've hardly been out of Edgewater long enough to get in trouble.
Well, isn't this wonderful? The captain's done something to get on the board's bad side.
Now, hold on. This isn't the end of the world. Probably.
なんで急にそんな目つけられるようなこととかしたかな。撤回する。俺は放送じゃないです。これは俺の船じゃない。撤回する。
Oh, thank the law. I could use a diversion. Tell me more then. Really sell it to me.
騙しのやつないな。ここは正直に答えましょ
う。Not fond of that story. It lacks dazzle. What else have you got?
あ、そうなの？じゃあ1で。
I like where this is headed. What happened to this, vile kidnapper?
夜の間に、じゃあ奴は死んだ。
You must feel terrific. Good for you. Not in the least. Good story, though.
あ、そうですか。
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker. His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
プロムナード右舷側の壁沿い。キラキラ、便所みたいにキラキラしてますよ。
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
奴の首をひねり上げてやる。
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
あ、何ですか？もちろんです。
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay? tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
うん。荷物って
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
サム清掃ユニット。さっきのあれかな、サムのクエストに案外つながるのかな。
Is there anything else I can help you with?
The
fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
なんでお腹を空かせていくといいのかな。
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side. I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right. You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony. Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. Two biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
できればもっと地域密着型の仕事がいいな。
Are you pulling my leg?
ここは初めてなものでね。
You must be one of them long-haul freighters from outside the colony. Well, I won't hold it against you. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the Board.
評議会っていうからまたなんか、ね、特別な組織かと思ってたんですけど、まあ要は株式会社なんですね。たくさんの企業が出し合った。
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year. Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are. Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself. Glad to help.
サブライトサルベージについて。
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
なるほど、なるほど。
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me. Chief Junlei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
長期的な仕事。
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know. Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either. All right.
ユードム・ベッドフォードについて。
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison. Really likes his cereals, too. Maybe a little too much. Bit of a weird bird, all told.
Don't see what's so wrong about liking cereals. They're fun.
Udon takes it to an, unhealthy level. You noticed, huh?
その辺は鋭いんだ。
What can I say? We're passionate folks, and the board can't abide that independent spirit, especially not when it might impact their bottom line. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
うんうん。どうして協力できないんだ？
You sure you didn't just step off one of the interstellar freighters? There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
おお。
You mean the heat? Sure, we could make them fix it. But what would they do in retaliation? They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new Groundbreaker and put us...
ああ、じゃあ会話はこの辺で終わりか。あれ、まだね。
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through... All right. Be seeing you.
よし。いろいろとクエストが更新されていきましたね。まずユードム・ベッドフォードとハダス。船が没収されてしまいました、ね。もしくは、グラディスと話す。そうですね。
No?
ダメか。
You don't sound awfully sure of that.
We got a lot of rules to follow. Hard to remember them all sometimes.
大丈夫。気持ちはわかる。
Appreciate it. You being so understanding and all.
なんか話がだんでいっ
All right.
てしまったけど、なんか適当に話しかけたんだけれども、ちょっとまた会いますか。はいはいはい。
This is it. Security. I can check the departures registry to find out which crew I mean, the scholar shipped in and out with.
そうか、これのクエストに関することだったのか。マルデットの ID カートリッジを使えば、イニアスが話していたホログラフィックマントを利用して敵を避けることができると。
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You were hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole. Is any of the news they play here actually true?
あ、9800円も持ってたのか。これお金、あ、違うかな。賄賂渡せばよかったかな。あ、まあでも、その前に、まずはメインを進めていきましょう。ユードム。こっちから、あ、開ける。
Try not to be distracted by the glare of the adverts. Lots of unsavory types about.
これは綺麗。ちょっとサイバーパンク感もあふれる街並み。いや、いいですね。こういう雰囲気大好きですよ。お、こんなとこ。
Rizzo's Purple Berry Punch. You want a punch? We've got your punch right here.
いや、いいですね、これは。
Do you know what's happening on Terra 1? Last I heard, the board was in dispute with a renegade company. Sounded dire.
They call it Monarch now. It's supposed to be a real hellhole. Warlords drumming up marauder squads, blood running in the streets, all kinds of shit.
So it went about as well as everybody expected.
Yep, complete fucking fiasco.
ベルの鉄砲店。
You know that sound when you've snapped on an injector clip? Ah, that's how you know your weapon loves you back. I got a full line of weapon modifications I'd be happy to show you. Why, it gets you the weapon best suited for your lifestyle.
All the better for performing a little percussive maintenance.
Self-improvement, including one's weapons, is always a worthy endeavor.
Take your basic Deadeye assault rifle. Perfectly serviceable. But what if you like finesse? Slap a scope and silencer on that bad boy. Bunker down in a bush someplace and pop if you like getting in close and making a lot of noise. Extended ammo magazine and a barrel heatsink to bump up rate of fire.
なるほど。
Only takes a bit of elbow grease and a spot of engineering know-how. Most ships have a workbench near the cargo hold. Ours is in engineering. You could take your new toys over there if you feel like tinkering. No and yes. When you install something, it pops in there real nice, but if you want to replace it, the originals tend to snap like plastic toys. Right here for a start. I got a fair selection. Modified weapons are my specialty. A what?
おー。なるほどね。 これとか売っちゃおうかな。DPS 低い56。148円。結構高く売れる。なんかキラキラーって光ってますけどね。まあなんか、ちょっと取っておきますか。はい。お、お、お、お。ゴミ処理場っていう感じなのかな。
How about I stay up top? You know, keep watch, okay?
くしゃくしゃの指示。フランキーがサルベージに関する情報を得た。なんだろう。何が起こったんだ。なんかまた後で来ることがあるのかな。正気
Go back to Byzantium,
ドロー
you
ン。
gold-plated bastards.
Yeah, no one wants you on Groundbreaker.
These stairs are board property. Disperse now, or I'll detain you for trespassing.
Oh, real scary. You're really gonna arrest us on our station?
Yeah, this is Chief Junlei's ship. You don't own shit here.
Step back. I'm required by board bylaws to use excessive force.
The Mardettes would space you for trying, you waste of O2 scrubbers.
Yeah, O2 scrubbers.
Look, just get out of here before I tell your captain what you've been getting up to on the clock.
Whatever. We got a date at the Lost Hope anyway.
Is this really what you want to be doing with your life, Marcy? Guarding stairs for that walking mustache Udon fucking Bedford? I gotta get off this detail.
不満たらたらじゃないですか。ちょっとその前の賞金、あ、さっきの賞金首か。
Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy. Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
あ、普通に入れること入れるんだ。
I'm just gonna hang in the back and try not to touch anything.
You'd
Hi.
think the board and its agents would be more content, sitting at the top of the system's food chain as they are.
Like to remind spacers and other travelers that
ああ、これがさっきのクソちょびひげっていうことですね。このひげがベッドボード。
Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless.
Ah, yes. Wheeler messaged me you were coming. He must be the captain of the Unreliable, a vessel that used to be helmed by one Alex Hawthorne. And you are not he. Has something happened to my favorite scruffy freelancer?
アレクサ死んだよ。
Oh no, this is terrible. My dear friend, what devilry is this? In whose miserable fever dream am I trapped? Oh, Alex. There were so many arguments we'd yet to have. He was my dearest friend. My only friend. You have his ship, you must know. That picture of us on the promenade, me hugging him, him wincing. I keep a copy beside my bed. Did he?
騙し、その、なんだ。もちろん浮いていた。
Ah, that's just like him. Such a sentimental man. Tell me, how did he die?
そうだな。どうもね、剣に食われたよ。騙し10。まあでも騙し経験値欲しいので。
No! How dreadful. That was always Alex's greatest fear, you know. Devoured by those fiends. Becoming one with their droppings. Right. You're going important places, I'm sure. Big, exciting, important places. There, I've removed the flag from your ship. I'm terribly sorry for the inconvenience. However, before you go, Alex promised to tell me the location of Phineas Wells. I'm sure you've seen his wanted posters all over the colony. Did Alex tell you where Wells might be? Anything at all? You haven't read the posters? He's a terrorist, a thief, a madman. It's really in the colony's best interest that we stop him before he does further harm. Well, Alex knew, or he said he did. And you have his ship. Maybe he kept some records around, or a conveniently placed note on his bedside table?
まあ、そうですね。フィニアスは、手配書が出てると言っても、お尋ね者と言っても、なんかね、評議会もあんまりね、なんというか、評判よろしくないみたいだし、なんか、ここに来てすごい選択なのかな。ちょっととりあえず、今のところは何も言わなかったにしておきますか。実際聞いていないですしね。
That's... Well, that's just terrible news. Law, what am I going to do now? The board will have my head. Oh, I'm sorry. This is terribly unprofessional of me. Is there anything else I might help you with? It's personal business, I'm afraid. Miserably, terribly personal. I don't intend to be. It's just a matter of trust.
まあ、そりゃそうか。初めて会ったばっかですもんね。
Information on the whereabouts of Phineas Wells would go a long way. Well, it's my white whale, I suppose.
いいだろう。ウェルズの居場所を教えよう。なんか結局居場所を教えられるような感じですもんね。まあどうなるのかちょっと面白そうなので、教えましょ
う。What?
ここでも魂中、ウェルズ、ところで何か匂うな。ドアを開けた方がいいんじゃないか。なんだろう、これ。まあでも本題に入る前にあんたが信頼できるか確信を持ちたい。
All right, I suppose. How might I assuage your fears? Whom else would I work for? Those sublight thugs? That Tennyson woman? The sweaty masses in the groundside townships? The board is the only force for order in this rough and tumble colony of ours. Without them, we'd all starve to death or meet our end in a canid's jaws. That's a curious question. I can't say I've ever considered how my personal satisfaction factors into the work I do. Permit me to answer your question another way. In Byzantium, I was one among many. I often felt lost in the hurry and expanse of the capital. Here I have a measure of power and suffer little oversight. It makes for a different kind of loneliness, but it's one I've found I can endure.
うんうん。だからといってあんたを信頼する理由にはならない。
I understand. And I would ask the same of you, but I suspect... Well, I suspect I'd find your answers less than satisfactory, wouldn't I?
おー。だからいまいちフィニアスもね、そんなまあね、僕閉じ込められて冷凍されたまま放置されたから、まあ極悪人なのかもしれないですけどね。俺を信じない方がいいぞ、他の人間。その答えはわからないな。
Now you see my predicament. So let's move on. Tell me how you know of Phineas.
なるほどなるほど。ちょっとこの騙し銃ってこれやってみますか。
I'm sorry? I'm quite certain I heard Wells. Phineas Wells.
なんか、なんか、不意に匂わせる図あ、なんか、空耳的な図だったのか。だからちょっと意味がわかんなくなっちゃったけど。冗談を前に、まあ、人の名前でそんな風に遊ぶのは失礼だろ。
But you... It's always like this with you tramp freighter captains.
Oh, Captain, be nice.
Captain, stop pulling the man's leg.
たしなめられてしまっ
Please
た。
do. I have a fragile constitution, I'll have you know, and this runaround is like to give me a cold.
On second thought, maybe you should be mean to him just the littlest bit.
I recant my earlier statement. Mr. Bedford deserves what he gets.
ありがとう。
I've met circus sprats possessed of better manners.
なんか急に態度悪くなりました
Well,
ね。
you know where to find me.
ああ。
How do you do?
いえ、さっき、はい。
How might I assist you?
今すぐ会ったばっかじゃないですか。
Be my guest. I'm the certified representative of the board's interests here on the Groundbreaker. I'm their eyes, ears, and... Good law, of course not. He'd never set foot on this decrepit junk pile. As this office is the primary embassy for the board on Groundbreaker, corporate bylaws specifically state a room must be maintained for the chairman's exclusive use. Oh, good law! Who'd want to go to that toxic hell pit? No. Emphatically no. Unequivocally no. Immutably no. Best to be clear, I believe. Ugh. Law, but it's miserable. My underarms are damp. How can I be expected to work in these conditions? Chief Tennyson is supposedly looking into the cause, but I've seen no action from her. Deplorable conduct. My superiors will be hearing about it. You can be certain of that. Oh, you've noticed my friends. Wonderful. Aren't their guns very large? Tremendously impressive. They're here to keep the peace, of course.
あ、これ知力が足りないのか。
Hardly. And if I might be frank, I doubt the Mardettes would be much match for seasoned UDL troops. Groundbreaker makes much ado about its independent status, and so resents any board presence, no matter how benign. Please, go ahead. Ask away.
尋ねたまえ。それでフィニアスの件だが。 ははは、残念でした。もう行こう。これとか見れるのかな。パスコードがないと開けられないか。 では、あれこれ何が増えた？コーデックス。ログ。あれ？あ、これか。あ、さっき。あれか。うん、グラディスと話せ。ちょっと一周してみます。おばさんの台所。
Hearty greeting, potential customer. Welcome to Auntie's Kitchen, a home-style consumable protein dispensary. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. This unit is programmed to simulate shock at such assertions. Shock simulation non-functional. A trouble ticket has been filed.
俺が確認してやろう。直せるかもしれない。
Shock simulation restored. Initiating shocked subroutine. How dare you? Shocked subroutine complete. Estimated guilt level of customer increased by 35%. Resuming protein dispensation protocol. May this unit dispense proteins for your ingestion. Beginning dispensing sequence. Please unblock all relevant facial protein ingestion tubes.
あれなんかこれか。コントローラーがなんか下向きで置いてあったからちょっとしたことで反応しちゃったみたいですね。まあ今はいいか。あそこ行けるのかな、さっき。グラウンドブレーカープロムナード発見。この中には入れるわけではない。この先に行けるわけではない。
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any sightings to your local board embassy.
開けれるは開けれるな。おばさんの台所のキーカード。なんか熱そうだからやめとこう。まだ多分違うクエストだ。
You look like someone who's taken their share of cuts and bruises. Need some armor? Maybe it's a bit secondhand, but that's only a testament to its durability. We also have a line of specialized melee weapons. For those times you have to repel boarders but don't want to risk a bullet through the hull. Everything I sell is fresh from the forge. Technically, the metal formed billions of years ago, but it's freshly in this shape. Not me, but it's in my blood. After the crossing, my family worked Eridanos, indentured to the corporations. I was born into corporate labor, but I'm the first one of my family to buy my way out. That's why I settled on Groundbreaker. It's the last bastion of freedom.
ヘルメット良さそうだけど、まあ多分こういうヘルメットも、なんかいろいろ売ってますね。まあ多分そのうち、ボウ3しかないのか。こっちの方が全然強い。まあそのうち 手に入ると信じて、今回もここはまあまあいいでしょう。何これ、レジか。スプラットソーセージ。
If you're hungry, you've come to the right place. I've got a fresh ground batch of spratwurst cooking. They're terror fried to lock in the juices. How about a grinder's dozen? You know what sprats are? Space rats. The laboratories of Spacer's Choice found a use for this limitless frontier resource. Sprat meat is plenty tasty when properly prepared. We grind them up in sausages, then terror fry them in their own juices. Absolutely not. Spratwurst and all related terms are registered trademarks of Spacer's Choice. Boar, the other meat, is a registered trademark of C&P. Everyone knows our company and theirs are nothing alike. Terror frying is a Spacer's Choice brand secret, a mix of 13 herbs and spices, plus a dash of modern chemistry. The terror frying method was developed and marketed by Spacer's Choice. Between you, me, and this grinder, I've been through lean times. If there's one thing you learn on tramp freighters, it's how to make near anything edible. Might be that this old space hand put a few words in the right ears, and could be that Spacer's Choice liked sticking it to C&P by R&Ding our own special meat. Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats. Long as you don't mind me grinding spratwurst while we talk. Little things don't make themselves chewy. At least not yet. I'm sure modern science will find a way.
あ、一緒か。
Just as well. Near about time for me to go check on the trap. I mean, to unload another crate of farm-fresh sprats. Fresh from the grinder, any hour.
おお、基本体力プラス 25%。なるほどね。はい。お、なんだ、サルベージ、ああ、サブライト、あ、さっきのなんか仕事ありますみたいな。
C&P Borstwurst. It's not the worst unless it's Borstwurst.
さっき拾ったメモもリディア・ハーゲンさんっていう人いなかったっけ？お、サルベージ作業員、空の、カラのどっちか。 ほうほうほう。クエストが増えましたね。
I'm not going anywhere, you hear?
おえどっからこれ聞こえてきた？スペーサーズチョイス販売機。あれなんかすごく怪しい人がいますね。マーティン・キャラハン。同じ名前だ。マーティンに関しては。
Sorry about the heat. Chief Dennison will get the radiators fixed soon. Of course, this heat sure makes a zero-G brew extra refreshing. It's an ale that's good for what ails you. Oh, and it's not the best choice. It's Spacer's choice. Taste the freedom. A lot of slogans to keep track of. Sometimes I forget. Heard of it? My orientation Aetherwave showed that famous Saltuna cannery, which I'm sure smells as good as it looks.
見に行く必要がない。吐きだめだ。まあそこまで悪い場所じゃない。
That's true.
Yeah. I hope they're gonna be okay.
That's a Spacer's choice beer. Take what you have, polish it up, and make the best of it. So, what can I get you? Some soap? Everyone loves soap. Everyone will love you for using it, too.
その被り物についてどうしても聞きたい。
I'm bound to satisfy headgear-related inquiries. Please send any complaints to our Consumer Care Headwear Division. Oh, I'm having a stellar day. And not just because I'm legally obligated to say so. Almost as stellar as a Spacer's Choice is affordable. I can see all of the top-quality merchandise in the Spacer's Choice catalog, which is available here at a reasonable price.
歯はどうやって磨くんだ？
Spacer's Choice regrets that we don't sell toothpaste at this time, but we're always working on delivering exciting new products to our customers. Sprat wash, mouthwash, and Mantafloss are among the exciting line of dental goods currently in development.
さっきから
Don't miss out on these deals. You'll find none like them on all of Groundbreaker, or anywhere in the Halcyon colony. Trouble Lunar Eclipse Mix. That's 2 handfuls of pep pills washed down with a hearty swig of 2-hour energy brew. The blast will send you through the stratosphere and the crash will knock you out cold, guaranteed. Add an additional 10% to your purchase today and the proceeds will be donated to Spacer Cares, our premier corporate welfare program. At Spacer's Choice, we care about your health and emotional well-being. That's why we put Martin through 6 years of vendor school, only to make him wear this hat.
そうなんですか。
Choice Lunar Green Moonmouth lozenges a part of you? Lunar green. The future is spearmint.
もう何が何だかって感じですね。何を言ってるんだろう、この人は。その被り物の下の人間に聞いてるんだ。お前本当に平気か？
Damn it. No slogan for that one. Look, this hat, my job. It may not seem like much to a brave space captain, but they're all that I have. If there are self-made purgatories, then we all have to live in them. Mine can be no worse than someone else's. Now, if we're done with the chit-chat, I hope you don't mind if I make the most of this short life and try to be the best moon person I can be. It's fine. I should be stronger than this. Thanks for taking an interest. Speaking of interest, can I interest you in some quality budget goods? At Spacer's Choice, we cut corners so you don't have to.
公共端末にログインしっぱなしだぞ。
Shit. Oh, shit. No, I mean, yeah, excellent. Yeah, that was intentional. As the face of Spacer's Choice, it's my honor to be a public figure. Who needs privacy when you have job security? Anything and everything. Whatever you want, we got it. And when you need a replacement, we got that too. Just the opposite. Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop buying new stuff. Oh, sorry. Got the line wrong. You want me to do it again?
セリフ?
It's a script. If I don't follow it to a T, I might lose my job. You want me to do it right? Spacer's Choice items are always new, hot off the shelves, because customers just can't stop improving their lives with our fine products. You could go broke buying overpriced Aramid gear, or you could buy from us at a much more reasonable rate.
でもアラビノの装備は使い始めたその日に壊れたりしないように思えるんだが。
That's why you should get a backup or three. Become a frequent buyer. Join our friendship rewards program. Program currently unapproved in alpha. Rewards and friendship pending.
まあとりあえず商品。まあ別に商品見たところで全然買うつもりは今のところ。あ、ムーンマンヘルメット。防具であるんだ。206円か。欲しいものが手に入る正真正銘のスペーサーズチョイスのムーンマンヘルメット。ちょっと買ってみようかな。はあ、ツヤツヤしてますね。あ、スキルボーナス魂プラス5。なんかゴルフボールみたいですね。なんかちょっと面白そうなので買ってみますか。206円。結構ね、今お金ありますからね。9800円。はい。
You should give our latest product a try. Ollie Ollie Toxi Free. Now with activated charcoal. Don't take my word for it. See for yourself. Make a choice. Spacer's choice.
ああ、もうさっきのいろんな会話できなくなっちゃったのか。 これつけると、こうなる。なるほど。まあ、でもやっぱり、防具さん16。この差はね、まあ、僕の腕では、ちょっと致命傷になりかねないですからね。仲間は復活、たとえ倒れても復活できるし、どうせ今持ってるヘルメットね、仲間つけてんのは4だから、ハルバティにつけさせますか。はい。これでいきましょう。こっちか。
If it's between the unreliable and the rest and go, I believe I'll sleep on the ship.
For the following story. Cosmo finals are scheduled
あ、
to air
自販機ここか。
soon, but a scandal has rocked the league and thrown this pivotal game into question. Both teams have tested
I don't have time for this.
Bless my heart. A stranger come knocking on a poor old woman's door. You here for a particular reason? Or did the neighbors tell you how good my sugar cookies are? Made without a single natural ingredient, or an oven. Just like store-bought.
あ、実際
Won a charming copper kettle off that
なんか
girl who
売っ
runs
て
the
るんで
pub.
すね。
She's a fierce arm wrestler. But she's no match for your pal Gladys.
ああ、なんかいっぱい売ってる。この限定ストック買えないのはなんだ。そうではなくて。
It's almost time for today's episode of The Chairman's Children. Care to listen with me?
フィニアスに紹介してもらった。ステラーベイのナビキをあんたが売ってくれると言っていた。
Those have been the height of illegality since Stellar Bay turned their noses up at the board. You and I could be thrown to the void just for discussing such a transaction. Lucky for us, Groundbreaker's a free port. We're outside of the board's control. One nav key. And they're hard to come by these days. It won't be cheap. If you find yourself lacking in the bits, I might have an opportunity you'd be interested in.
ちょっとだけ足りなかったけど、なんか売れば。あ、まあでもね、その機械について教えてくれ。
Well, I find I'm in need of a ship captain with a little moral flexibility. Might be this could help out the Groundbreaker, as well as earn some bits. But if you've got qualms...
俺は何も気にしない。
Do you know Edna, over in engineering? Sweet as a pea, that one. On occasion, she'll pass along transmissions I might find interesting. She sent me a recording of a distress signal she'd scraped from the Groundbreaker's comm array. Curious thing is, it came from an outpost called Roseway. And Auntie Cleo abandoned that place years ago.
おー、ローズウェイ。さっきサムをなんか戦闘ロボットにするための部品も、ローズウェイがうんたらかんたらって言ってましたよね。ローズウェイはなぜ放棄されたんだ？
Can't say I know for sure. Maybe it never really was.
Sounds like someone poking into somewhere they shouldn't be got into a spot of trouble.
Comm centers don't operate themselves, Captain. Someone had to have sent that distress call manually.
Those corps are cleverer than all get out. Might have been a ruse to keep the rest of the board from sniffing around. Edna didn't seem to think so, and I trust the dear girl's judgment. Well, maybe not in men, but she knows her comms. So, like as not, someone's been down there recently. And if someone set up shop in Roseway, I'd wager they got something to hide.
ジネスチャンスの響きがする。
I appreciate a man who knows one when he hears it. If you should find a secret worth selling, might be I could find a buyer. Corporate bigwigs will pay top bit for inside information on their competitors. The more we got the corps fighting each other, the less time they got to meddle in our affairs.
うんうん。俺のサービスは安くないぞ。
Neither do mine, dearie. Old Gladys knows the value of good work. You'll be compensated accordingly, I can promise you that. Should you find yourself responding to a certain distress call, and in so doing find yourself in possession of certain valuable corporate secrets, well, then we ought to have a chat over a pot of tea and my famous cookies.
任せてくれ。
Law bless your atoms. Here's a copy of the SOS recording, complete with the coordinates. Don't forget to come find old Gladys when you're done.
お、他にも仕事があるのかな？
Might want to acquaint yourself with Junlei Tennyson, Groundbreaker's chief. She's been trying to get a handle on this heat problem we've got. You'll find her fretting in engineering. I'd say she's a sweet girl, but law forfend someone call me a liar. Yes, dearie?
あ、俺は何をすればいいんだっけ？
Take that darling ship of yours down to Roseway, where that distress signal I told you about came from, and ferret out some tasty corporate secrets for old Gladys. Shouldn't be too tough for a fella like you, I'd think. What do you want, then? My hard-earned wisdom? That's right, dearie. The only independent station in the colony. That's us. Though for how long, I can't say. That all depends on Miss Junlei.
どういう意味でしょう
The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Go right ahead, sweetheart. Groundbreaker's radiators. Been neither fine nor dandy for weeks now. Miss Junlei's supposed to be getting them fixed, but the board's determined to get in her way. The board can't abide a community that won't bend to its will. They've always got one scheme or another running, looking for ways to bring us to heel. Like this heat business. Shameful. But it won't work. No, sir. Groundbreaker's free till the day she dies, law willing. Oh, a little of this, a little of that. I buy and sell items that require discretion to dispose of. Knickknacks. Curios. I also knit throw pillows stuffed with the hair of famous tossball players. But that's more of a passion project.
I'm not sure that's entirely legal.
That's half the reason I make them, my dear. But that's not what you wanted to talk about, is it, dear? Ask the common folk, and they'll tell you it's on account of all the monsters on Monarch desperate to gobble you up. Because that's what the board tells them, you see. I think they made some fool mistake that would make them look bad to the rest of the colony, and they're trying to hide the evidence. Those board folk are real prideful-like. Never want you looking behind the curtain, lest you see their derrieres. But old Gladys knows the score. The whole colony's not much more than a diorama, showcasing one board screw-up after another. That's why we gotta keep them from getting their grubby mitts on Groundbreaker. She's our mess. Probably. Every once in a while, we get these snippets of radio chatter. Edna shows them to me. Some man hooting and hollering about the light in us all. Claims he's transmitting from Monarch, but who knows if that's true. Might be true. Might be some new trick from the board.
なるほどね。
Anytime, sweetheart. You know where to find me.
お、
Here, take a
パー
candy
プル
with
ベ
you.
リーキャンディー。ありがとう。
Don't make any smart moves.
はい。ーっと。なるほど、なるほど。別のサイドクエストとなったわけですね。じゃあ、このメインクエストにつながるこの救難信号をやってもいいんですけれども、また別のところに移るみたいなので、場所がですね。それだったらもう、あれですよね。巡礼テニソンにも会えと言ってるし、仲間のクエストで巡礼テニソンとパールバティ合わせるっていうのありますから。じゃあまあ、このグラウンドブレーカーでできるクエストを進めていきましょう。はい。これが敵判定なのかな、スプラット。
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertising.
泥棒ですね。全部泥棒ですよね、これね。多分。マイロ・オッティンガー。
How do you do? And welcome to the Rest and Go. We used to be the Go and Rest, but folks never knew when to leave. Sorry. Business has been slow. Anything to occupy the time. Didn't quite catch that. You'll have to speak up. Glass ear? Sorry, there's a lot of static on my end. Nothing to fear. Sorry again. The sound of Groundbreaker's engines has really got to me over the years.
質問に答えなくてもいいように聞こえないふりをしてるんじゃないか。
Huh? What?
もういい。
Huh. Now that I heard.
都合の悪いことは全部聞こえなくなるタイプですか。
Fine, as long as the board keeps its grubby mitts to itself. Chief Tennyson holds the ship together, the Promenade holds our economy together, and Sublight is the shoddy jewel in our rusty old crown.
なんかすごいまともに喋ってくれますね。
Our Chief Tennyson has an independent streak, same as her mother and grandmother who rode this ship on the crossing. There's a reason the board's embassy is a glorified shoebox. While Junlei Tennyson lives and breathes, Groundbreaker remains free. Our local garbage collectors. That Lilia Hagen never met a debris field she didn't like. She freely admits she planted her roots in Groundbreaker to escape board oversight. But I think there's more to it. She's unusual in the head, that one. Of course, most of our supplies come and go through merchants. Company ships and salvage runs are the only traffic we tend to get. I try and steer clear of that creepy fellow in the moon mask. If there's a cost to being a company man, he paid it in spades.
ムーンマン仮面の男には近づかないようにしています。もう近づいちゃったな。
Hot day, isn't it? Like someone started a fire in the guts of the ship.
ああ、もう全部。これか。じゃあ行きますか。これあれかな。ここを閉めて取ったとしても、 盗んだってことになるのかな。まあ今はちょっと余計なことはやめておきますか。
We interrupt your regularly scheduled absence.
I'm not going anywhere, you hear?
なんだなんだ。
You can't keep me out of there.
Please don't make a scene, Dr. Fenhill.
I am not making a scene.
どうしました。
I'm sorry. Am I causing a scene?
See, Umfuru? We could have avoided all this unpleasantness if you just let me talk to Jesse in the first place. Let me get one thing straight. Jesse and I are not friends. I just owe her, okay? As for the rest, I'm trying to figure that out. All I know is that she's been here too long, and she's apparently not receiving visitors.
ちょっと待って。ジェシーって誰だ。あー。
You say that like it's weird.
Like I said, Jessie did me a favor, and now I owe her one. I just don't like to leave a debt unpaid, that's all.
Yeah, if she's in the morgue.
Because I'm a doctor, I know what illness looks like. And Jessie was looking as sleek as a sprat in the Tyleritos last time I saw her. And anyway, if someone suddenly comes down with a calamitous disease, it doesn't stay secret for long around here.
俺ならジェシーのところに行けるか。
Be my guest. If you know something I don't about dealing with hospital bureaucracy, I'll be impressed.
ああ、なんだかよくわからないけど、
Something I can help you with?
クエストが発生した。
If only my other patients had so many inquiring after them. I'll tell you what I've told the others. The records say Miss Doyle checked herself in and requested I admit no visitors. The requests of our patients are paramount, so no, you may not see her. She's not my patient. I'm certain no one on my staff would falsify patient records, if that's what you're implying. Not without dispensation from Chief Junlei, I fear. Supplies are hard to come by out here. We don't have the ability to manufacture our own medical supplies here on Groundbreaker. Regrettably, we are dependent on the board for such mundane items as bandages and antibiotics, as well as more critical resources like adequately trained staff. We'd nearly signed a supply agreement with Anti-Cleos, but they demanded we only use their branded drugs, and that's simply not tenable. Take care. What seems to be the problem?
ああ、ジェシーに関する情報も聞けなくなっちゃった。
Take care.
そうですか、そうですか。おお、びっくりする。
Good luck getting to Jessie, and better luck if you do. She's a real piece of work.
仲間のクエスト。ジェシーかエリーかどっちかが仲間になるってことなのかな。まあいいか。今はとりあえずなんだっけ。そう、巡礼さんに会わないと。
A&P chicken.
そうか、さっきのムーンマンはこの人だったですよね。このキャラハン、マーティン、そうか。そうでしたよね。マーティンキャラ。
Have you seen this man? Reward offered for information leading to the capture of noted terrorist Phineas Wells. Report any.
Thought there'd be more machinery. Must be housed on a sub-level.
Spent all day in here and not have looked at half the best stuff. It's all pretty worn, though.
Township from the dangers of alien wildlife and the unemployed.
Junlei Tennyson. I'm captain around here, but chief to my friends. Hope you don't mind the formal introduction. Groundbreaker doesn't see many visitors. No, it isn't. It's a mess. But it's my mess, so I'll take the compliment. Just so we understand each other, I'm the final word on the ship. The Mardits, the crew, the engineers, their family. I hope there won't be any problems while you're visiting.
はい。敬礼、了解だ、所長。
At ease. Nice to see an outsider with some working brain cells. So what brings you to Groundbreaker? I'm curious, even though 9 times out of 10 the answer's just passing through.
船の没収が解除されたからモナークへ向かうって堂々と言える。
Interesting. The powers that be paint an ugly picture of Monarch. Critters and such. Maybe someone in the promenade can get you the right weapon for the job. We see a lot of the same faces coming and going. Most of them board spies and corporate sprats. Makes it hard to trust outsiders. You seem different. So welcome aboard.
あ、歓迎されてしまった。パールバティ、巡礼と話したかったんだろ。ほら。
What? I didn't think you just...
Parvati, is it? That's a lovely name. What can I do for you?
I was just thinking, I haven't got much experience working with actual, real spaceships, Miss Junlei. Chief Junlei.
Junlei is fine.
Force of habit, I guess. Okay. Since you run a whole space station, I was wondering if... Well, maybe you could teach me some things. I could message you later, maybe?
I'd be happy to make the time, Parvati. You can ask me anything.
おー、すごいいい人だ。
Right. In person. Sure thing, Captain. Wow, great. I'll do that then. Messages. Later. Oh, your name's pretty too. I should have said... Sorry. I like it. Honest. Sorry.
やったな、パールバティ。
Couldn't have done it without your moral support, Captain.
Now, if there's nothing else, there are other parts of the ship begging for my attention.
いやいやいや、まだ聞きたいことたくさんあります。
Groundbreaker's radiators need replacement parts. They're dumping superheated air into my ship. Only the board has access to new parts, and I won't let them swindle me into a corner. They want us to sweat, thinking that'll soften me up for a bad faith deal. If you'll excuse me, they can go fuck themselves. The board isn't helping and my resources are spread thin. If I don't get those radiators back online, Groundbreaker, everyone on board, will be cooked alive.
なるほどね。お、科学15。解決するには委託業者が必要になるはずだ。俺ならお手頃価格で雇えるぞ。
Reasonable, huh? That's the best news I've heard all day. According to my grandmother's old schematics, the parts we need should be in the back bays.
お、グラウンドブレーカーからの評価向上。必要な部品はバックベイにある。バックベイってなんだ？
Sorry, I forgot not everyone knows this ship like I do. The back bays are on a lower deck, long abandoned and a haven for miscreants now.
必要な部品を取ってきてやる。
Good. Once you've obtained the parts, we can proceed to the next phase of repairs. Sorry about the heat. Here, drink up. No excuse for dehydration on my watch.
優しい。
Frustrating. Everything down to the circuit boards is past warranty, so I have the pleasure of making life or death decisions on a shoestring budget. Plus, there's no time to train my successor or document fixes in a way that anyone outside the family would understand. Sure is. The Tennysons came over on the Groundbreaker. My grandmother, Chief Gaying, kept it together during the crossing and until she died. I was promoted only recently, when my mom died. Then I took the leap from chief engineer to captain.
They must have been amazing people to have taught you all you know, I mean, which is a lot.
That means a lot coming from a fellow engineer. Appreciate it. There wasn't much that took me by surprise about the job, but the little things you never expect or think about, they add up over time. Maybe you can see why I'm protective of Groundbreaker. This ship is family. It's got tinkerings and bypasses that only Tennysons know about.
なるほど。このパールバティがいつでもその刀の一緒に担いでくれる。そう。これ言うとパールバティ、パーティーから抜けちゃうのかな？自爆装置はどこにある？自爆装置。
You see any bite-sized Tennyson children running around? I didn't think so. The next captain won't have my heritage. I'll have to foster that talent from somewhere. It's only a question of when.
なんかね、こう言ってあげたいけど、今パーティーから抜けられると寂しいですからね、もし本当に抜けちゃうような展開になるんだったら。自爆装置はどこにある？こんなこと聞いちゃっていいのかな？ちょっとやめとこうかな。
You've got my attention. You're right, I don't. The board is after two things, bits and power, and they only get it by sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. I like to think of myself as a nice person, but if that gaudy embassy of his was on fire, I might hold my breath a moment before activating the sprinkler system. The board wants control over Groundbreaker,
ベッドホールは嫌われてます
and leeches like
ね。
Bedford will do anything to please their corporate masters. I placate them when I have something to offer, but I can also be a real hard-ass. It'd be a joy if I could kick out the corporate merchants and reclaim the docking fees in my lifetime. Too much of Groundbreaker's income is flowing in the wrong direction. I'd like to see that change.
なるほど。
You've got my attention.
よし。頑張れ私、やればできる。なんかどっかで聞いたことがあるような歌の歌詞っぽいですね。頑張れ私。 マーティン・キャラハンが現れている意識が 18% 低下。あのマスクのせいだ。確かに。レストアンドウォードもそんなに関係性良くないってことなのかな。ベッドフォードは悪いやつですね。やっぱりさっき、フィニアスの居場所を簡単に教えなくてよかったっすね。ってことは、これは紹介したおかげでパールバディとジュネが仲良くなった。船に戻ったら二人の仲がどのように状況がっているのか。パールバディに聞いてみよう。ってことは、船に戻った後のクエスト進行ってことですね。これもローズウェイからパーツを入手できなかったでしょ。もうこれもなんか、そのうち、なんか進みそう。これがあれか。マルデットの ID カートリッジを使えば。ラジエーターの新しい部品を手に入れろ。どうしよっか。じゃあ、そうですね。じゃあ、巡礼関連で、これをそのまま進めますか。はい。1。これは盗む。あ、これで下に行けるってわけですね。バックウェイ移動します。はい。あれマークレット船長。
Hey, McRed, were you expecting any company?
A neighbor from above approaches our realm. Back away now, or you'll parley with the king.
なんだ
Look at this ripe piece of meat just sizzling on the grill. Yum, yum. Time to feed the flames. It's nothing personal. Promise.
Is this what carbon monoxide poisoning looks like? I don't think this deck is too well ventilated.
Speaking for myself, Captain, I am not of a mind to be murdered by a psychopath who plays with fire.
You came with the crew. Welcome. We got plenty of space to spread out, but only room for one captain.
説得、威圧、攻撃、こっちもそうだ。いやいや、せっかくね、使えるんでね、威圧しときましょう。生き延びる方法はただ一つ、変な真似をしないことだ。
Ooh, look at the courage on this one. Lay it on me, boss. Give me a taste of that fiery primal spirit.
部品を探しに来ただけだ。巡礼の依頼だ。
That's right, sir. Just the parts. We'll be in and out in a jiff. You won't even know we were here.
Tennyson just keeps feeding the furnace, don't she? We're still playing with her last sacrifice out back with the crew.
あの女が前に送り込んだ生贄と奥の方でまだ遊んでるぜ。クルーと一緒に。戦闘してるってことなのかな。俺も参加していいのか。
You don't just ask a king for a favor when you're standing in his court. You bring tribute, sacrifices, prophecy, shit like that.
いいだろう。ここに652ビットある。魂。その部品からは死に至る。 有毒物質が漏れている。お前が死んでから来ることにする。お前を殺し部品を奪うってことで。貢ぎ元固めたらまたここに来る。まあ、ここはね、騙しが使えるんで使いましょう。
Under its skin, this ship is all poison and darkness. Lead bones, asbestos muscle. Maybe you're right. You've got the run of the kingdom. Up those stairs, you'll find the parts. My crew won't get in your way.
おー、戦わずにいけそう。他にも聞きたい
Lay
こ
it
とがあ
on me,
る。
boss. I'm good for it. Ship got impounded. The crew and I racked up a debt while we were grounded, and my baby got sold to Sublight. Scrapped for parts. That's bureaucracy for you. Piracy with a smile.
本当だ。俺に起きたことと似てるな。
Am I your dark reflection? Shit, must be getting old. Stay here too long, and the groundbreaker drains you like a fuel tank.
また会おう。
You can come and go in my little kingdom. Just try not to piss off any of the gestures.
結局、あ、盲目なのか。でもレベル13か。戦わなくてよかった。すべてのトスボール試合を必ず見ています。この人はアウトロースだからレベル10。強い。戦わなくてよかった。だってレベル8だもんな。絶対勝てない感じだった。よかった。話すことできんの？船長と一緒でちょっとね、よくわからない例え話をしますね。開けられない。ああ、盗むになっちゃうのか。これは取っていいやつか。
Smells kind of like old vessels outflow pipes.
Look, Red gave me a taste of the good stuff. I've been turning.
ああ、この辺全部盗むか。盗むのバレたら多分あれですよね。
It's crazy to live in this universe. Crazy cosmos. Crazy cosmos. Ah, got swollen tongue.
じゃあちょっと壊れてるロボットからいろいろ回収していきましょう。と言いつつそんなものか。いやー、この磁気ピックとか欲しいですけどね。あ、そうなの？これか、ラジエーター部品。よいしょ。おー、レベルアップ。じゃあちょっと遠距離攻撃3つぐらい振って、1つ。あ、やっぱ会話、そっか、これなんかパールバティがいるからか。とマックス牧師がいるから。あの2人いなかったら足りなくて、結局戦うみたいな感じになって、相手レベル13だったからボコボコにされてたかもしれないってことが、やっぱり会話大事ですね。あと2。もう全部技術に振るか。はい。もうちょっと。ああ、もう最初に40まで上げた方がいいのかな、ハンドが。次レベル上がったら40まで上げちゃおうか。さっきみたいに、不意に戦闘になるかもしれないですもんね。 今も会話スキルがこれ、ボーナス足りてなかったら、ね、戦闘になってたと思うんで、でも賄賂払えばそれでも済むことだと。まあいいか。盗むになっちゃう。あ、目の前にいりますもんね。じゃあ戻りましょう。エンジニア。
Neighbor from above. What brings you to my little moonlight kingdom?
はい、取ってきました。
You've returned, and in one piece. Color me impressed. Good work. I'll take those. I need you to head through the large door at the far end of engineering. Take the elevator down into the machinery shaft. There's a terminal in the back. Activate it when I call over the ship's PA. And bring weapons. There's a slight mantipillar infestation.
マンティピラー。わずかってどのくらいだ？
More than a few. Less than a hive. Nothing you can't handle. We were salvaging
本当
parts
か
from
な？
the ship. Turned out there were eggs inside. They got into the radiators, and here we are. If every repair was a one-woman job, I wouldn't need an engineering team. As it is, my staff is busy keeping the station from melting down. You can flip a switch for me, but you can't install these parts. Not quickly, at least. Not on the first try. Able though you've proven to be.
Hi.
Don't worry, Miss Junlei. We'll be super gentle with the ship. You don't got a thing to worry about. I mean, aside from fires and such.
I'm genuinely heartened to hear that. Thank you.
よし、行ってみますか。でもなんか、マンティピラーというなんか謎の、作業台。あれか。いるみたいなので、ちょっと気をつけないといけないですね。こっちでいいのかな。なんかいるな、いるな、いるな。バレてる、バレてる。ちょっとなんか。あ、すごいすごい。何もしてないのに。わ、勝手に敵倒してくれてる。よーい。ちょっと待って、なんか今、スナイパーライフルみたいなの、ハンティングライフル、ロングガンか。そっか、前回やめるときにちょっと試しに使ってみようって使ってそのままだったか。今、ホルスターピストルと、ライトアサルト、アサルトライフル。アサルトライフルにしよう。ショットガン。アサルトライフルあるんだったらライトアサルトいらないな。解体。ハンマーももういらなそうだな。サベルはいらない。 アンチピラーって別に何も取れないのか。お、他なんか落ちてないかな。
Good news? Song tells me the security mechanicals booted up and killed a bunch of mantis. Bad news. Diagnostic says their circuit boards are fused from the heat, so they're not too picky about who they kill next.
Unexpected.
Think fast if you can.
Investigating.
Shoot back if you need to. I can always...
どうやって登るんだろう。こっからか。おお、すごいすごいすごいすごい。お、なんかあるぞ。ロボットいるな。
Sis beginning.
ああ、もう下で戦ってる。とりあえず拾っていこう。あ、マックス牧師？マックス牧師やられた。
Unable. Target locate. Security locate. A target located.
That's the terminal.
あれちょっと強いかも。おお、まだ生きてたのか。端末を使うでいいのか。
Done. The temperatures are dropping. Stop by once you found your way out of there. Groundbreaker owes you thanks.
はい。敵優秀だけ、敵じゃなくて、味方優秀だけど、すごい突っ込んでいくんですね。一人でも突っ込んでいっちゃうから。気をつけないとですね。まあでも、あれですね、難易度ノーマルなので、仲間は戦闘があれば復活する仕様なので、その辺は、助かりますね。これは上に行くのか。で、これさっきのところかな。やっぱ防具とか買ってあげた方がいいってことかな。手に入んないのかな。実はそう簡単には。あ、なんか戻ってきちゃった感じ。あれ、あそこ取りたいんだけど。よいしょ。これ、なんか、防具マークが光ってるけど、これは、もうあれかな、ボロボロだよってことかな。99.6。66.6 状態。なんだろう、もう60いったら直した方がいいよーって感じなのかな。直すか。必要な防具の部品12。防具の部品88しか持ってない。もうちょっと、もうちょい粘りましょう。でも結局、品質差があると修理する防具の種類っていうか数も増えるんだろうな。
I had a question about your plan, Mr. Vicker.
Of course. The cosmos is generated and directed by the universal equation, also known as the Grand Plan. By contemplating the teleological order of things, one can achieve verity. Oh, right. You had a question?
Never mind. That about answers it.
This is Halcyon News. We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story.
My boards are returning to green. What a weight that is off my shoulders. I don't normally tolerate outsiders mucking about in my station's guts, but you're all right. The temperature should be dropping as we speak. I'll see to it the crew knows who kept us all from boiling alive. If you've got time, I believe Edna has a comms issue that could use your attention. I've also authorized Doc and Furu to sell you our premium meds.
おー、すごい。いや、いいっすね。グラウンドブレーカーの評価が賛同的になりました。いいですね。行商人の価格が 5% 減少しました。今お金結構あるからやっぱり、あれ溶接工のゴーグル、こんなんいつ手に入れたっけ ?5。そうですね。パールバティにつけさせますか。あ、いいですね。ゴーグル2つ掛け。防具11。これ防具10。ファイビングが入った。青い方。ちょっとやっぱヘルメット弱いですよね。せっかく買ったからこれ。マックスボクシにつけてもらおう。これ3つもあるからちょっと1個は。はいはい。ちょっと1個は解体しますか。あれ来ない人いたっけ
You aiming to send a message?
あ、そうか、エドナ
So we
か。
best do it now while we still got time. Me? No. But our relaying capabilities? That's on the final countdown. We're going offline in 3, 2, 1.5. No. Wait, I've lost track of my weeks. Maybe it was 36 or sometime dire soon. Our primary relay station's soon to be occluded by a gas giant. Happens every 40 years or thereabouts. The event's forecasted to last for months, during which we'll lose signal to the station.
And that's our problem, how?
We've got backup auxiliary relays, but the one currently in orbital range went offline some months ago. We can't spare people for routine maintenance. Well, we wouldn't be utterly and completely blacked out, but we'd lose the majority of our comm traffic for sure. Ships and colonies on Terra 2 need a clear line from their communications towers to the groundbreaker for the transmissions to make it through. If it's not clear, they transmit to the closest relay station, which stores the message, then passes it along when our orbits align. The others won't be in orbital range during the occlusion event. Isn't it some law of the universe? The relay I gotta rely on is, of course, the one on the fritz. That they can and they do, but only between ships owned by the same corporation. No corp will authorize sending messages through a ship owned by a rival. And no corp will relay messages for the Wildcat freighters, not without charging them more than they'll make in a single haul anyway. That's why we're the message hub. The groundbreaker's neither corporate owned nor board controlled. Our comms are neutral.
なるほどね。
Yeah, I'm working on it. I finally got the chief to approve the budget for a diagnostic expedition. But allocating the personnel loss for sending a technical team to the relay station keeps getting denied by Junlei. The chief. You save my comm center from chaos. I guarantee I'll get the chief to authorize some payment forms with your name on them while you're out fixing the station.
ほうほう、何らかの支払い。ほうほうほう。
I should say no, but why not? maybe you can figure out why it's offline. I'll send you with an equipment manual. Hopefully we'll get lucky, or I'll get my approval in time.
Hope you don't mind if I borrow that manual when you're done with it, Captain. I could do with some leisure reading.
Oh, and I'll need you to retrieve a copy of the relay's backup data. I gotta forward any messages from Earth stored in the memory. Over, eh? It's not like they're in high demand. Most tend to be adverts on new products, meaning only folks in Byzantium can afford them. I'm sure the station's got a stack of junk messages just waiting for me to sort through.
はい。
You save my comm center from chaos. I guarantee I'll get the chief to authorize some payment forms with your name on them while you're out fixing the station.
これか。グラウンドブレーカーの主要通信中継局。あと数ヶ月でハルシオンのガスワークスに追われようとしている。通信の凍結を防ぐためには、中継局を再び運行可能にするための古いバックアップが必要だ。中継衛星 GB23 に向かい、中継局をオンラインにするため、通信部門のエドナイングマイヤーは君を雇うことにした。まあそうですね。次はそのまま、必要不可欠な解決。医師であるドクター・ワンダ・ドーセットは医療ロボットの配達を待っているが、未だに届いていないようだ。グラウンドブレーカーの税関、ウィーラー5長は M 室にいるドクター・ドーセットに、配送の最新情報を知らせるよう君に依頼した。うん。そうっすね。これまだあったのか。とりあえずなんかこれ、割となんか知らせるだけなので、まあ知らせるだけか、その後また続くかわかりませんけれど。ちょっとこれを今日最後にやってみますか。はい。まあ近くですしね。77メートルドクタードーセット。
CNP Boris Pockets can be microwaved in 2.5 seconds. Boris Pockets.
通っていいですか？通りまーす。いた。ドクター・ワンダ・ドーセット。
Can't say I've seen you before. I take it you're a freighter, Captain? If you're here to better yourself, you'll have to wait. We're having a spot of trouble with our delivery service.
はい。それについてですが。何があった？
I'm expecting our delivery fellow to stop through with medical supplies and service auto mechanicals. Name's Captain Irion. A brave idiot with a penchant for getting himself delayed. Sometimes by dates, usually by bandits. Surgery mostly. Medical personnel are difficult to come by on Groundbreaker. The board won't let their doctors and nurses station here, and they own all the medical schools. If we can't hire their people, we can't hire anyone. Everyone on staff here on Groundbreaker was trained by me or Idris. We're good, don't get me wrong. But we've only 2 heads between us, and we don't know everything.
探してくることもできるが。
I'd be grateful if you'd spare the time. We need his delivery soon as yesterday. Last he told me, he was taking a shortcut by Scylla, an asteroid in the Charybdis cluster. That's where I'd start, were I the adventuring type. You look out though. The place is probably crawling with outlaws.
なるほど。荷物届かないってただ伝えればそれで、あれだったのかな。クエストクリアみたいな感じになってたのかな。 どっちにしろ、こういう風につながっていったのかな、クエスト。まあ、再度クエストで話して終わりってことはまあないですよね。スキュラのどこかにいる可能性が最も高い宝を探して位置を確認してほしい。スキュラ。別の星ってこと？違う、そんなことない。160分。スキュラ。
Step lively, Miss Holcomb.
I'm not winded. Honest. My, boot was untied.
Would hate for you to get left behind, or architect forbid, become lost.
あ、この60。あ、船に戻ってか。あ、イリオン船長。そこにいるの？いや、違うね。船に戻ってスキュラに移動。なるほど。あ、フェリックスが目の前にいる。まだこれとかね、ここでやることありますからね。じゃあこれも一旦置いといて、スキュラ。イリオン船長。あれ、さっき自分が乗ってきたのはこっちだったっけ？スキュラって。そしてフェリックスは。はい。
Fancy running into you again. Don't mind me. It's just admiring your ship from up close. Gotta hand it to you, boss. That's a fine-looking ship. Only thing it's missing is me.
仲間になりたいの？うせえろ。知り合って間もないのにそんなに俺に雇われて。
Yes, I absolutely am. Just give me a shot. That's all I'm asking. I could be the best damn crew you ever hired. You're serious. You're giving me a shot. All right. Hang on. I put together a little speech, just in case you asked.
Hi.
Hey there. I'm Felix Millstone. I have prepared a list of reasons why I believe you should hire me to join the crew of your ship and/or outlaw gang.
面白そうだ。続けてくれ。
Firstly, I am highly personable, and I get along well with anyone who is not of the jackass persuasion.
Sorry. He's funny.
Secondly, I can be counted on in the event of a firefight, standoff, and/or raid. My motto is, if you need a steady gun hand, I'm your man. That motto is it's a work in progress.
話を続けさせる。
Additionally, I have several years of experience as a box hauler. This skill may come in handy if you need a body dragged away or a door held open while escaping enemy fire. In conclusion, thank you for considering me for your ship crew and/or outlaw gang. I look forward to our adventures together.
I thought that was real good, Felix.
Thanks for the vote of confidence. What do you think? Am I in? The fun kind? I mean, what else do you do when you got a ship of your own?
いいか、俺たちは責任を持って法に従う大人たちなんだ。
How about we just say we're trying to do good?
歓迎しましょう。ちょっと面白いですからね、フェリックス。さっきの面接しようってのあれ、ちょっとやりたかったんでね。これ悪いが雇えないってするともう一生雇えなくなる可能性もあるので、まあそうですね。歓迎しましょ
う。Wow. You don't know how long I've been waiting to hear that. Thanks, boss. You're not gonna regret this.
うん。そうですね。戦場でまた、そうですね。一回パールバティに抜けてもらって、フェリックスどんなんか見てみましょうか。
You got a crew now, Felix.
Somehow, I always find my way back to the Groundbreaker. Didn't I tell you? I'm secretly the chairman's orphan child, abandoned at birth in the back bays.
そうなの?
Honestly, before you picked me up, I was living in the back bays. Spent my whole life up there, watching ships roll in and take off. Always wondered when my ship would come. I was what folks on the Groundbreaker call a stowaway. Means I was invisible. Life carried on for everybody else, but not for me. I had to make my own way. That's what they called us. Orphans with no family, no company to take us in, nowhere to go but the back bays. The word's a touch kindlier than Rungleech, but the meaning's just as clear. If you can't support your own self, you don't deserve to be on the Groundbreaker. Same way we all do. Look for work and hope somebody would give me a shot. Hauling boxes was about the only work I could find. Hated every second of it. Foreman and I never got on. Could be I was overreacting. A better man might have turned the other cheek. Exercised a little bit of that, what's the word? Restraint? But on the other hand, broadsiding the jackass with a tossball stick, that felt good. That felt real good.
なかなか危ないやつですね。わかるぞ。誰かをぶん殴るは慣れている。ああ、こういう時にも、会話の中にもこういう片手近接武器とかのスキルが必要になる時があるのか。なるほどな。
Oh, I can do civilized. Proper civilized too. Genuflecting and everything. I caught a real lucky break. If you hadn't picked me up, I'd still be back at the docks, waiting for the day my ship arrives. Yeah, I guess my ship did arrive in the end. I've got you to thank for that. Thanks for listening, boss. Let's get going.
やっぱこれ僕の船ですよね。アンリライアブル。ってことは、中に入って、さっきの、なんだったっけ。スキュラに移動しようみたいな感じになりそうなので、まだこの、グラウンドブレーカーでできるサイドクエストとか、続きやっていきますかね。フェリックス。あ、フェリックス最初から、グレラン。ハマースミス、トスボールスティック。へえ。なかなかワイルドじゃないですか。あ、さっきのトスボールスティックですね。親方を殴った。はいはい。ほんで、着てるのが普通のストリートウェア。でもレベル9でポーグ11やる。じゃあとりあえず、ヘルメットかぶらしておきますか。で、第1段階。まあ、とりあえず、基本体力上げて生存能力高めておきましょう。説得スキルが増加する。あ、この辺は全部一緒かな。とりあえず。あ、この辺は一緒で、ここがあれか。 なんか固有のパークみたいな感じか。なるほど。はい。まあ、つうわけで、新しい仲間、フェリックスも加入したということで、そうですね。また、このクラウンドブレーカーの、この辺、蘇る武器とか、なんだ最悪の接触とか、空っぽの男。この辺、またね、あと、この空のサルベージ作業員。この辺、またね、続き、ぼちぼち、やっていきたいなと思います。じゃあ今日は、そう、もう1時、時間も時間なので、この辺で終わりにしましょうか。では、今日はこの辺で失礼します。いいですね、マックスボックス。はい、では、おやすみなさーい。